Well, I am Kyle Rogstad, and I'm just gonna start doing some Let's Plays. So I was like, yeah, let's do some Let's Plays. So I figured why not start with the new early release of Master of Orion. So here we are at the start screen for Master of Orion, and let's start this. I've already played a little bit, as you can tell right here. But yeah, so this is the first screen that it starts up to. Gives you a little warning. This is in development. Blah blah blah. There is a multiplayer that's going to be added on later on. Currently, you have to sign up for the GOG Galaxy client thing, whatnot. I haven't bothered doing that, so yeah, I don't have a GOG account. So I'm just going to do some single player stuff. There are a couple options that you can go through here. So you have your typical graphics, gameplay stuff. So you can disable GNN, which is the Galactic News Network animations. Show numeric damage. This is actually kind of not key at all, but it's kind of nice to have. So during tactical combat, it will show numeric damage. And you can select when you want that. You want it off, you want it on all the time, only when you select those specific units, or when it's damaged. And I like it when it's damaged, so I can know which ships are at full health and which ships are getting damaged. Audio, pretty basic. The voices do tend to be a little quiet right now, but this is still in development, so that could have a great impact on that. The music I'm actually going to bring down a little bit, not because it's necessarily annoying, but I'm not really sure if there is a copyright issue for it yet. I think that it's fine within this construct. I think they made the music for the game, or they used, whatever, not open source, but you know what I mean, non-copyrighted music or whatever. It seems very generic. But anyways, controls, you can actually select whatever controls you want for most of the functions. So that's actually really cool. Most games do that now. English language, you can do pixel ships, so you can do actually the ancient the ancient ships, the old original ships, because Master of Orion is it's a franchise. They've been doing this for 4 games now. And this is where you get your war game account, which is the GOG thing. So go back here. We'll go into single player. Also, there's credits back there, so if you want to check out who actually made this game, you should do that. We're not going to go to continue. And quick match is kind of cool, but it limits creativity a little bit because you don't get to choose anything. They choose everything for you. Let's go into new game. Let's try to get this started before my...
Hailing from the cloudy planet Altair, the proud Alkari are an old race of avian hominids. Although well known for their peaceful disposition, they are fierce in combat, and will rarely back out of a fight if they believe they have just cause. The Skylord rules over the flock uncontested. He is the de facto commander of all Alkari fleets, crewed by highly skilled and disciplined soldiers. Their pilots are among the finest in the galaxy. Alkari religion permeates every aspect of their culture, and their zeal can oftentimes be confused with fanaticism. They believe the god of sky created the Alkari to gaze over every horizon, and have been driven into space to fulfill that calling.
Okay, normally I don't worry too much about cutscenes or anything like that. Half the time I skip them before I've even watched them the first time. I'm going to try to leave as much of the cutscenery, as much of the cutscenes and as much of the voice acting and whatnot in here as possible. I'm trying not to interrupt it because it does kind of help with the flow of things. Sometimes it can be a bit tedious, and I apologize for that. Some of these things are kind of long, but I think it's nice that they spent the time to actually have voice acting, be an integral part of this game. I think it's nice to, appreciate that and actually listen to it. So that's the Alkari, and they are. I haven't played as them before at all. I've only played as the human and the Cylon. But yeah, they're they can be formidable when they want to be, but ultimately the game is weighted towards the player as of right now, and that's probably going to change after it actually launches. But let's just go through these and see what each one of them are.
The harsh Ursa system is home to the Bulrathi, a ferocious warrior race committed to the preservation of nature. Fearless and brutal in combat, they rely on their strength to overcome opponents, while their heavily armored fleets withstand wave after wave of enemy attacks. Fiercely territorial, they are usually reluctant to strike the first blow, but they will go toe-to-toe with anyone who wanders into their domain. Their rich spiritual life revolves around the Hag, an elder who speaks for nature itself. It was the will of the Hag that pushed the Bulrathi into space, as they sought to place the entire galaxy under their protection by any means necessary.
The Hag. Yes. Go to your bed, or we'll sick the Hag on you. So that's the Bulrathi. They're they're the fighting force. One of the fighting forces or whatever. They don't seek too much into the realm of intelligence or enlightenment necessarily. They're more of a warrior race. And you can see the different traits that they have. Homeworld is rich, gravity tolerance. So they're not affected by high gravity. That's one thing I'll notice with this game is that some planets are large and they have a gravity penalty, I guess you could say, where production is cut, in half in some cases. This story starts with physics, technology, research. Oh, okay. So yeah, let's go on to humans.
After ages of internal conflict, and faced with dwindling natural resources on their home planet of Earth, humanity finally came together to form a consolidated government, replacing the many nations once dotting its political landscape. This new government brought unification, eroding long-held distinctions based on race, color, creed, and gender. Humanity thrived and at long last reached for the stars. Now, out of the Sol system, the Human Republic arises.
Okay, so there's Captain Kirk there from Star Trek Enterprise. We have counter espionage, which it's kind of sad that this is a trait that's on there. I mean, it's not. It's really good when the game's actually fully implemented. There isn't actually espionage in this current version of the game. They have diplomacy, improved negotiations, which is actually really good. Negotiations play a pretty heavy role in this game, actually. Yeah, so starting tech is government, so they're very government and diplomacy heavy, and that definitely plays in effect with their NPC version as well. Let's check out the Mershon.
The blazing savannas of Fieras gave rise to the ruthless warriors known as the Mershon. But their hot temper almost proved to be their undoing. After years on the brink of civil war, the Mershon Empress now rules over her pride without question. Mershons are willful and independent, and their long history as hunters has shaped their culture fittingly. They see themselves as the peak of predators, and any other life form who crosses their path is regarded as fair game. They often strike out against even their closest allies just for the sport of battle. They are easily offended and will pursue relentlessly anyone they feel has slighted them, heedless of the consequences.
All right, these descriptions, you might think that they're kind of just like fruitless or, kind of, fun little, tidbits or whatever. But actually, it really, really plays into the characters of the NPC characters when you're playing them, playing against them rather. It really describes how they will portray you and how they will fight in battle. Because I've seen this this aggression tactic with them a couple times. I've only played like a couple of games, but I think both times it was, that exact thing where, they got offended super easily and then they just attacked. And they didn't even think about, the fact that my army was twice the size of theirs or anything like that. They're just like, no, we don't even care. But I have actually been, in a pact. We have had good relations, and we've actually, declared war on other people, and actually declaring war with them. That might be also, so with other ones. But as soon as I declared war with them, I was maybe about halfway on the like-dislike scale, and instantly went to like all the way over to the right. So they were super happy about declaring war on somebody else. So that's just kind of how they are. They have a large homeworld. They love grasslands. They have ground use, extended barracks. Actually, I didn't even know that. And starting tech is engineering. Okay. Let's check out Cylon.
Under the supervision of the controller at Mentar, a sprawling network of Cylon communities comprise the Quanta. Devoted to the unraveling of the mysteries of the universe, each quantum investigates independently in order to contribute to the knowledge of the whole. The Cylon are a peaceful race and only keep fleets of highly advanced warships as defensive measures. Brilliant researchers, they are often ahead in the technological race, yet seldom seem to take advantage of their superiority. Instead, they prefer to trade for new discoveries while shielding themselves from the rest of the galaxy in order to continue investigating in peace.
I find that these guys just get in my way in these games. It's tough. I just started a new campaign, I guess you could say, or a new game with playing them, and they're amazing builders. Their tech advantage up here, 50% plus, is huge, and it gets you starting, off the bat really well. When they're NPCs and you're playing as somebody else, they kind of just get in the way almost. Like, they don't want to fight, and it kind of just leaves them up to be an open target. Yeah, and I don't know. I don't really necessarily see them ever actually winning an NPC battle by themselves. Like the other ones, the warrior races, actually I think all the other ones are almost not solely warrior races, but like basically they are warrior races, and even the humans. And I can see all of them easily taking, first prize or whatever as far as the galactic, empire. But I don't know. I mean, for science victory, yes, but as far as actually like running the show, not so much. All right, so they have a large homeworld. Research, like I said, is research from population. Oh, now that's interesting. You do get research from population, but you also get research from buildings, and I wonder if that is not calculated into that equation. Ooh, that's good to know. Gravity tolerance is low gravity. This race is not affected by low gravity. Oh, interesting. Which is also very interesting because they have a large planet. Maybe it's not very dense. Starting tech is government, just like the humans. So, there's that. Let's check out the Sakra.
Primal in their ways, the cold-blooded Sakra from the planet Sla seem uncouth and unenlightened to many of the other races. However, their hulking forms and rustic rituals belie an enduring memory that has helped them reach the stars. They are lorded over by the hierarch, a long-lived progenitor, and in a very literal sense, the father to much of the brood. His main concern is for his offspring, whether acquiring colonies for them to reproduce or securing the resources necessary for their survival. It follows that the hierarch adopts a familiar and fatherly tone towards those he regards as allies. To the Sakra, everyone is either part of the family or a hated enemy.
So once again, basically a warrior race. These guys are actually the hardest ones. I've played as the humans mainly. I just started the silent thing, like I said, and these guys, I think they hate humans because I have had the hardest time with them and trying to have peaceful negotiations, and they won't have it. They just want to destroy me, which is fine because half the time I just walk in there and destroy them. What I have noticed, I think I mentioned this before, is that the game is weighted towards the actual player and not the NPCs at this point, but that's probably going to change slightly later on. They are a tropical, their uber planet is tropical. Food consumption is negative 25%, which is actually really good because when you start off, you want to boost your population as much as possible, as fast as possible, because that's where you get all your tech and your production and everything else. Starting tech is biology, which makes sense. They're a lizard. So now we gotta pick a race. I don't know.
Under the
No, let's not. Sorry, I'm doing this so that the voice thing doesn't start up again.
the blaze,
But I don't
the
know. I can't.
the hailing, the
Let's
harsh
let's actually go with the Cylon because
under the supervision.
but I didn't actually get to play as them. And so I'm gonna do the Cylon. Now here you can actually select what kind of galaxy type you want: circle, spiral. Well, let's mix it up. Let's do a spiral. The size of the galaxy can be medium or large. Medium is pretty big. I was very impressed at how big medium galaxy actually is. A large galaxy, I don't even know. I'm sure that later they'll have a small and probably an extremely large, or whatever, like very large galaxy later on. Maybe even a couple more options. And I think that's awesome. I think the different sizes in galaxies definitely change not just the dynamic of how you're going to play, but also how fast it's going to play out, and that's very important because this game is going to take a while. Just to let you know, the galaxy age, young. I think young. Did they say here what that is? I think what it is it changes resources, how abundant things are. Also, I think with older galaxies, I think you have more of a chance of stars going supernova and things like that. In some cases, you can stop that with tech. I'm not really sure what happens if a star actually does go supernova, but I haven't seen one start to go supernova. Sorry, that's my cat. He's playing with a piece of plastic. It's actually not even my cat. But anyways, we're gonna go with average. Average galaxy, and we're going to keep all 5 opponents because we want to keep this interesting, so that will be interesting. We're going to go with a random seed, and I'll show you. These are the advanced settings, so you can click off the different victory types, excellence or diplomacy, the balanced starting conditions. You can take that off if you want. Pixel ships, I think this is probably going to be an option that you can check on or off from here, but as of right now you have to actually go to the main menu, I think, and select pixel ships. You can do it once the game starts. I think you can go into the menu at that point and change pixel ships, but you can't do it right here, which is kind of weird that you can't, but that's fine. Sorry, I'm gonna take that away from him. Pirates. So yeah, you'll see pirates in here, monsters, all that. I'm gonna leave those on. They actually give really cool things if you defeat them. Some of the monsters are pretty powerful. Pirates are like nothing. They're just like whatever. And then you can allow racial traits, which is what we just went through, which is all the background story stuff and whatnot. And I'm definitely gonna leave those on because it'll give me more of an idea as to how these people are gonna actually react to me. Alright, so let's go ahead and start this. Master of Orion! So, yeah, we got about 5 minutes left of this recording, and then we'll make a cut. And it'll be part 2. Oop, cutscene.
The Cylon have looked to the stars above Mentar and wondered. Generation after generation, the isolated Cylon Quantums strived to unravel the mysteries surrounding them, to add an iota to their combined knowledge. Now the time has come for the Cylon Quanta to go beyond in their search for answers, to travel to the deepest reaches of the galaxy and solve the enigma at its core.
The graphics in this game is actually pretty cool for a 4X game.
Greetings, Controller!
Oh.
You are the Controller, of course. It follows that I am Moldrid, your cooperator. I'll be assisting you with any and all needs for your projects in the galaxy, and updating any relevant parameters as we get new information, and so on, and so forth.
So yeah, actually, I've never... I have an issue with my computer, so I never actually played this with the voices on before, and that's partially why I actually listen to them. But I just got a new mic, and it has a headphone output, and I've been listening to the voices now, and it's kind of funny, but I don't think I really want to have him talking all the time.
Controller, let me interrupt.
See, like that, I'm sorry. Sometimes it's better to just feel the game out. The cutscenes, I'll definitely go through those, but as far as, you know, information stuff and whatnot, if you want to know that, I suggest you pick up the game and, you know, and play it. You can get it on Steam, I think, for $50, so why not, right? Early access, it goes with the other 3 games, so yeah. But anyways, these guys are scouts, so this is my fleet right here that I have, and you can select whatever ships you want in there. I'm going to select one scout from this fleet, and I'm going to send him over here. And then I'm going to select another scout right here, and have him go over to this galaxy over here. And then I have a frigate, and we might as well check out this, although I can almost guarantee you it's just a gas giant. And, yep, it's a gas giant. So you can actually hover over it, and it'll tell you that it's a gas giant, you know, blah, 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 blah. When you click on a planet, if it's actually viable, it will give you things here. Obviously, this one's colonized, you know, it's my planet. But normally it'll have, you know, production and food, and you'll be able to see what you can have there. Research, as always, it starts off with just 1s, so that's all, you know, you can do. Your population is key. Your population cap is actually key, and that's what you really want to get after when you're looking for new planets. And we'll go over that when we start, you know, searching for new planets. We already have a colony ship in the queue, already set up, and you can actually select Show Queue here, and that way when you load up other things. So what we're going to do is, I'm actually load up another colony ship. I like to have a second colony ship running as soon as possible, and actually we're going to do a space factory as well, and just get that up and running. I'm going to boost my construction. Actually, I'll leave that. Oops. I'll leave that there for now. Yeah, I'll leave that for now. Let this one run through for the next turn, and then I'll bring it down. Because that will, as you can see, it brings it down a few for my next build. Okay, so yeah, let's go. Done. We choose our research.
Controller, our labs are staffed and ready to start researching. What should we focus on?
Sorry. His voice is kind of funny. It's fairly entertaining. And you'll notice...
Excitement!
Yeah, he has a lot of...
Genius!
A lot of different little animations for pretty much everything you click on. What we want to work on is... more so than actually like fighting ships and all that stuff, is food. If we can boost our population quickly, then we can get more production going and everything else, and just have a more viable outlook. So we're going to go with that.
There's new data you should take into account.
Okay, so yes, okay, to advance the game, we click on next turn right here. All your new things, they kind of just pop up over here, and you can just click on them, and they'll kind of go and, you know, be like, oh, cool. So yeah, let's go next turn.
Controller, let me interrupt you for a second.
Okay, so it's just saying we have a new colony ship and colonize planets, blah, blah, blah. So let's click on the planet here, and... oh. So... we got a new colony ship in order here. I'm going to drag one of these from the food, bring it down to production, and see, that'll just make that go a little bit quicker. I know I won't get my food in as fast, but I'm working on that in research. I'm working on that for
Good science takes time.
the new hydroponic farm, and that will give me 2 food automatically, and so I won't have to worry so much about having population on the food side. So what I'm going to do is, I know there's planets over here, and I already have another colony ship already geared up for that, so I'm going to send this guy over here. I might not colonize in that direction, I might bring him all the way back over, but this one I know has planets. This one I don't know as of yet. Oh, actually I could have gone move, it just still doesn't help. Okay, and so this guy, for right now, I'm actually just going to have him guard and just stay there. If you hit guard, you don't have to come back to him every turn. If you hit skip, then every turn it'll ask you, you know, do you want to move this guy again? So let's go next turn. I got like maybe 1 or 2 more minutes or turns. Military advice before getting into combat important, consider enemy strength. Okay, that's good to know. So it looks like we have space pirates already coming in this direction. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to bring the scout. I don't think they've actually seen me yet. I'm gonna risk it and bring him this way. And you know, if you lose a scout in the beginning, it's not a big deal. And this guy is 119 power, so that's how much damage you can do basically, or whatever. And these guys 21 altogether. So this frigate is not going to have an issue defeating that pirate raid. So we're going to go next turn, see what happens. We'll move. So there's a planet here that was just discovered. It's medium size, biome is radiated, and it is abundant-ish, kind of. But you look at the top right corner and you see the population cap is only 4. So you can only have 4 people here. It does not produce food. So yeah, it does have minerals. So it has a boost to credits. But ultimately not that good of a planet. So yeah, we're probably going to find something better in this, or possibly over here. And maybe even something out here, but I'm going to wait for that till later, probably. There also might be something up here where the pirates came from, but we'll see. We'll do one more.
Furthermore, controller, you might want to see this.
Yeah, see, these are good. Scientific advice, our scanners have detected an anomaly. Oh, anomalies are important. So let's view this. So what you want to do with anomalies is you want to send a scout ship to them, or possibly an armed ship. Sometimes there's combat involved. But we go out there, and oftentimes it'll give us credits, or it'll give us another ship, or whatever. So yeah, that's always kind of nice. So we'll go next turn once again. Okay, good. So he's actually coming down, and he's going to meet up with my frigate. I was kind of worried they was going to chase my scout, which my scout actually looks like it's going to run into some nice planets here, which is excellent. So actually, we'll move.
Arriving at the anomaly, your fleet spots an abandoned container filled with rare minerals floating unguarded in open space. You tell yourself some smuggler on the run must have jettisoned their cargo. Nobody is around to claim it, so you add it to your treasury without a second thought.
So 71 credits, excellent. Since we only get 15
Controller,
that's
new
awesome.
Developments require your
Yes, it's landed at a planet, I get that. This is actually an excellent planet. It's rich, it's large, it's arid, so I guess it has air, I guess what that means, I don't know. Production is actually at a plus, so that's really good. you know, and it has gems. So this is a pretty amazing planet. 12 population max. Definitely going to colonize that. That is definitely worth colonizing. We'll do this little cutscene. Then we'll go fight some pirates, and then we'll call it, we'll call that a mission. Well, not a mission, but, you know, we'll put in a cut. So, yeah, so with these cutscenes, it's actually like a painted background, and they have a 3D object kind of moves in front of it. It looks kind of wonky, but it looks kind of cool at the same time. So this is a new planet, and you're gonna want to, you know, your guy on production at first, obviously. And so what we're going to actually do is we haven't really researched anything yet that can really help us out, because you really want an automated factory or, you know, some sort of population increase thing, whatever. So actually I'm going to break my own rule. I'm going to throw on the government surplus thing. We're going to want that eventually, but actually I'm going to throw it up here to population and try to get some population going before we get that new tech to give us the hydroponics. So yeah, I'm gonna do that until our research finishes up, which probably only in another turn. Yeah, research is done in a turn. So, but we have pirates here, so let's attack those guys. So we click on our frigate, click on a little attack button here. It gives us a little layout. There's two different ways we can go about this. This tells us, you know, what our chances are. We can go simulate, which just does it instantly, which I will show later. But like, you know, let's do tactical real quick. I don't want to take too much time on this because I really do need to get a cut in this video. That was my ship just pulling out of there, and then we got the pirates here. So what you do is you select your ship, and you can kind of rotate this, and you can use keys to kind of move it around a little bit, and then you can actually click and move your ship in different places, so you can have an effect on the battle. And these asteroids do get in the way of fire. I'm not too worried about it. You know, these guys are pretty much going down. I don't have any shields, which doesn't worry me at all, because these guys are so weak. But shields are definitely something that you're going to want. And there are definitely tactics that I'll go over later on for, you know, beating different fleets and whatnot. So yeah, our first space battle, victory. You don't really get anything for defeating pirates, per se, you know, in battle like that, but when you go to their homeworld and destroy that, usually you do get something for that. So actually, I'm going to hang out my frigate right there, and hopefully intercept any pirates that come in. And, yeah, so we're actually going to put a cut in right there, and, yeah, I'll see you next time.